Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our annual gala celebrating 40 years of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Please take your seats. We are about to begin. Thank you.
Sol de los arenales. When me come a dance and the lyric them sweet. Clap your hand and stamp your feet on the road, on the pavement, the wall we meet. Clap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand and shake down. Clap it. Inna the east, inna the south, and you know say we no run up, we mouth. Inna fi come a dance and the lyric them sweeter. Clap your hand and stamp your feet on the road, on the pavement, the wall of we meet. Clap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand and slap your hand. Shake down. Clap.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure that Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce introduces to your MC for the evening, Ruchika Bindra.
Wow, what a great turnout. Give yourselves a huge round of applause, everybody. Bonjour, namaskar, and good evening. I look forward to spending this beautiful Saturday with all of you. We have so much to celebrate. Let's start off by talking about the phenomenal act we just saw. It was a space geometry dance conceptualized by Divya Kumar. His dancers, M. Mehta, Jenna Short, Martha Krepa, we deserve to give them some credit. Graphics by Quest, and digital effects by Jeff Tapadin. Right? I thought that was pretty innovative. It is my pleasure on behalf of the Chamber to welcome you all to the 2017 Awards Gala Night. We have so much to celebrate. Not only is this our 25th year of the awards, the Chamber is celebrating 40 years, and Canada turns 150. What a year to celebrate. The Chamber began to honor Indo-Canadians since 1992, and so far over 2,500 have been recognized. So we're doing the best we can. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the land we're standing on. We would like to acknowledge the land of Metro Toronto Convention Centre. It's been a site of human activity for over 15,000 years. This land is the territory of the Huron-Wendat and the Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, the meeting place of Toronto is still home to many Indigenous people from across the Turtle Island, and I'm grateful, and I think we all are, to have the opportunity to work in a community with them on this territory. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our VIPs of the evening. Chief guest, Honorable Bardish Chagar, current leader of the government in the House of Commons and Minister of Small Business and Tourism. The Canadian High Commissioner to India, His Excellency Nadir Patel, India's High Commissioner to Canada, His Excellency Vikas Swarup, the Consul General of India in Toronto, Mr. Dinesh Bhatia, our keynote speaker for this evening, Dr. C.P. Gurnani, Managing Director and CEO of Tech Mahindra, and our ICCC President, Mr. Arun Srivastava, and his wife, Anu Srivastava. That is your head table. We now present to you on screen the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce Board for 2016 to 2017. I'd like to thank all the members for their hard work. This event could not have been possible without them, so let's give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the agenda for the evening. In the first segment, our president will give his remarks, followed by some of our respected dignitaries. We also will have our keynote address from Dr. C.P. Gurnani of Tech Mahindra. Furthermore, we have a special entertainment piece, not like the opening wasn't enough, but keep watching. This is something you definitely don't want to miss. We will then start off with our 5 awards, followed by a delightful dinner family style at 8:45. We will return to dinner, continue with the remainder section of our awards, have our sponsor recognition, and have our chair of events of the ICCC give a few special thanks and a finale piece. We will also end with a special mix of a Canada 150 and Indo-Canadian culture presentation by Sampradaya Creations. Last but not least, dessert will be served at 10:15 outside in the lobby, a great opportunity for you to network, congratulate the winners, and spend some time with your community. So let's get the evening started. The Chamber would like to reflect on the year gone by and has prepared a video showcasing the activity-filled year. Please direct your attention to the side screens.
The Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce celebrated its 40th year with unprecedented enthusiasm and energy. This is our 25th annual awards and gala night. The ICCC has an unmatched track record of fostering bilateral relations between Canada and India and creating entrepreneurial and professional opportunities for Canadians of Indian origin. To meet our objectives, we organized knowledge-driven events that gave insights to our members to operationalize efficiency and promote trade. Our outreach efforts focused on quality rather than quantity and focused on building internal linkages amongst members. Our biggest event was the Canada-India Business Symposium held yesterday in Toronto. The symposium was the largest Canada-India bilateral business meeting held in recent memory. Over 100 companies from India and an equal number from Canada participated in the program. Thought leaders from the Canadian and Indian world of business and economic policy were present, as were the governments both in Ottawa and in New Delhi. We continue to expand our influence by launching new outreach initiatives. We signed an MOU with the Ontario Trucking Association, which will enable both the organizations to forge mutually beneficial relationship. The linkage will enhance the relationship between the association's member carriers and transportation companies in the South Asian community. Our traditionally popular events, such as the annual charity golf tourney and the Winter Gala, acquired a more contemporary aura. The unusual theme of Vegas Evening, where the venue was turned into Las Vegas, saw an unprecedented number of VIPs participating in the Winter Gala, again underscoring our relevance to the Indo-Canadian community and to the Canadian mainstream. Another heartwarming program was the celebrations of the ICCC's 40th birthday. 15 past presidents participated in the program that evoked tremendous nostalgia as the past leaders remembered their contribution in making the ICCC such a remarkable institution. We invited stalwart economists such as Peter Hall of the EDC, Royce Mendes of CIBC, and Roshan D'Souza of the BDC to help our members understand global economic trends and how these would impact local businesses. Our women entrepreneurs and professionals have become an important and growing part of our organization. To celebrate the International Women's Day, our women members organized a thought-provoking seminar on women empowerment. As part of its mandate to integrate the Indo-Canadian community into the Canadian mainstream, the ICCC, in collaboration with Humber College's Centre of Culinary Arts and Science, organized a presentation on pairing of Ontario wines and Indian appetizers. It proved to be immensely popular. ICCC continues to be the go-to organization for both Canadian and Indian governments for economic and diaspora policy formulations. We work closely with the Consulate General of India in Toronto on innumerable events, including organizing business-to-business meetings with several delegations from India. Among these were the sector-specific delegations from the mining, infrastructure, and food processing sectors. The ICCC has continuously provided its input on comprehensive economic partnership agreement negotiations. Our interactions with the federal and provincial leaders in Canada and with the Government of India ministers and officials focused on the need to enhance bilateral ties in all spheres. During India Mission 2017, we focused on enabling Canadian small businesses acquire a competitive edge by exploring global markets and create awareness. We utilized the mission to forge new ties with Indian provinces such as West Bengal and trade and business chambers such as Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Bharat Chamber of Commerce, and the Telangana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Also, in an unprecedented development, several delegates of the India Mission signed partnership MOUs with Indian partners. These include the Milton-based Vyam Mantu Advisors Inc. signed a MOU with AJD, Institute of Technical Education and Research, Karakuch, Gujarat, India. Vyam Mantu Advisors Inc. also signed a MOU with Simulations Public Affairs Management Services. Toronto-based law firm Borders also signed a MOU with an Indian law firm. In 2017, when we celebrate our 40th anniversary and Canada its 150th year, we continue our efforts to usher in change, bring about rapid growth, and ensure governance and accountability of public resources to our members, stakeholders, and partners in success. We are proud of our past and confident of our future.
Wow, we did a lot. We should be really proud. I now present to you the past presidents of the ICCC. There's a video on the screen. Are we going to show our past presidents? There we go. I know a few of them are here with us today, so that's very exciting. Huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our current president, Mr. Arun Srivastava. Arun is the CEO and president of PayStation Incorporated, a Canada-wide payment technology company based in Mississauga, Ontario, in operation for over 62 years. PayStation Incorporated continues to be the leading payment solutions provider for financial institutions, credit unions, private businesses, and government institutions. PayStation provides premium products including check scanners, imaging solutions, instant card insurance printers, check writing technologies, and document protection to the Canadian marketplace. It gives me great pleasure. Let's give a round of applause to introduce Arun here on stage.
Good evening, and welcome to the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce's 25th Annual Awards and Gala Night. Yes, it is the 25th year we are holding our annual gala that honors Indo-Canadians for their achievements and contributions to the Canadian society. But first, let us start by listening to a message from our Prime Minister, Mr. Justin Trudeau.
Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir à tous. I'm honored to speak to you all at the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce Annual Awards and Gala Night, especially as we celebrate your 40th anniversary. Je suis fier des réalisations remarquables de la communauté indo-canadienne. Les Canadiens d'origine indienne ont su laisser leur marque partout au Canada, dans une foule de professions et dans tous les domaines. Tonight, we celebrate that success and the people whose contributions have built a stronger, more prosperous Canada. I congratulate all of tonight's award winners and thank the ICCC for its commitment to Canada-India relations. Our government works hard every day to strengthen our close relationship. Several ministers have gone to India to boost trade, investment, and the people-to-people connections between our countries. With your help, we will continue to grow Canada and India's friendship for years to come. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Well, 2017 is a significant year. We are celebrating the 40th year of the formation of a chamber, and as talked about already, in a few weeks, we will be celebrating the 150th year of Canada on July the 1st, and then in August, we will celebrate the 70th anniversary of India's independence. In the life of a nation, a century is a mere blimp. And by these standards, both Canada and India are still relatively young. However, in the life of an organization, 4 decades is significant because only those institutions that have strong foundations and those that pursue tangible goals survive for this long and continue to grow. They survive because they serve a very specific need of their constituents, just as the ICCC has done over the last 4 decades. I stand before you as the 28th president of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Before me, there are many stalwarts, some of whom are in the audience today, and actually one of them is receiving an award today. Our journey began in 1977 when Kishore Doshi, Harshat Patel, Jay Chauhan, and a tentative group of 13 people met in January 1977 to discuss creating a platform that would promote trade and create opportunities for its members. They formed the Chamber on Saturday, 12th March 1977. It is their collective achievements that they have brought to us where we are at present at the pinnacle of our glory. At this juncture, it would be appropriate for us to show a video clip by our founder president, Mr. Kishore Doshi.
My congratulations to everyone and wishing them well and hope that the Chamber keeps on going and be more successful than ever and well supported by its members and the executive. And I would like to wish that this Chamber goes on forever, and that is my wishes, and hope that they contribute to the community and to its members, which they have done in the past, and they hope they continue to do so. And I also wish best wishes to all the members who have participated all through the years in this organization, and all the executives that I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to all of them for taking active role in promoting the Chamber and its cause in Canada.
It's difficult to imagine he was the first president 40 years back. Thank you, Mr. Doshi, for those inspiring and rousing words. Heritage has its value for any organization, but it's always the future that is more important. For us, the road ahead is tied to our efforts to strive harder, to achieve more, and is neatly tied to our 2017 theme, which is to aim higher. Aim higher, what does that mean? Simply put, it means that as the only bilateral Chamber of Commerce promoting trade and commerce between Canada and India, the ICCC will undertake effective measures to significantly enhance the economic relations between our two democracies. It will also mean that the ICCC will redouble its efforts, be more focused and results-oriented in achieving its mandate of creating opportunities for Indo-Canadians. For organizations such as ours, all progress is incremental, and it's only in retrospect that something stands out from crowd of events and achievements. In this context, I'm confident that the future leaders of our chamber will definitely acknowledge the tremendous success of the Canada-India Business Symposium and Expo that we organized yesterday in Toronto. Nothing in the recent past has been done in the Canada-India corridor that is comparable to what we witnessed yesterday. Over 100 companies from India, to be precise, 138, and an equal number from Canada participated in the deliberations that touched upon the various aspects of enhancing business-to-business relations between the Canadian and Indian entrepreneurs and corporate entities. We attracted a who's who of both the Canadian and Indian thought leaders in the realm of business and economic policy. The governments both in Ottawa and New Delhi were represented, and the discussions have set the agenda for bilateral relations between Canada and India. The Canada-India Business Symposium was the zenith of our team's achievements since we took charge last September. I want to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Indian delegation for participating in the symposium yesterday, and I welcome them to our gala this evening. I also want to express my gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Nadir Patel and ICBC CEO Nadir Hamid for their support in making the symposium such a grand success. I want to especially talk about the cooperation our chamber has received from Ambassador Dinesh Bhatia, the Consul General of India in Toronto. As a chamber, we were able to organize substantially significant programs that had an immense bilateral impact because of the unstinted support from Mr. Bhatia and his enthusiastic team at the Indian Consulate. Another singular achievement was the signing of 3 MOUs by the Chamber with trade promotion associations in India during the India Mission 2017. And what is perhaps even more significant is the fact that 3 of our delegates on the mission signed MOUs for collaborations in the fields of education and law. Our team has stuck to the path of prudence that was launched last year. We remain focused on membership and sponsorship, and I am delighted to report that on both these parameters, my team has succeeded in returning to the previous levels in both membership and sponsorship. This is important because it shows that the Chamber has regained its stature amongst its traditional supporters. Our traditional sponsors have returned because they have tangible evidence of accountability. Similarly, thanks to our continuous effort to customize our programming to the needs of our members, we have been able to attract members back in our fold. 2016-17 will be remembered as the year when ICCC, or ICCC consolidated, aimed, and reached higher. Our achievements should be viewed from the perspective of a changing global dynamics with regards to multilateral trade. There is a growing concern that the global trade is leading to local joblessness. It is the responsibility of organizations such as us who believe in free trade and the virtues of global trade that we help formulate policies that will create jobs locally so that we are able to trade globally. To create jobs locally, we need to encourage entrepreneurship at the micro level, because the more people take to entrepreneurship, the more they contribute to the economy and take the pressure of the economy's need to create jobs. At the ICCC, we constantly pursue programs that encourage small entrepreneurs and professionals become more efficient in doing their businesses to optimize their potential and reach new heights. I want to really express my gratitude to my young team for supporting me in giving the ICCC a new direction. It has been my privilege to be able to work with such a committed team. On an occasion like this, there are many people and organizations to thank. My colleague, Devika Penalpati, will do so during the vote of thanks when we end the evening. Well, I would like to especially thank our Director of Events, Mr. Janak Bhavnani, for his efforts in managing 2 events large events back-to-back. That was yesterday's CI Symposium and today's Gala. And on my part, I want to thank my family. Without the understanding and support of my wife, Anu, and my children, Rahul and Richa, it would not have been possible for me to do all that I did as the president of the Chamber during the last 9 months and will continue for the next 3. We have a splendid evening ahead of us, so let us celebrate and get inspired. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arun, for that heartfelt speech. Next, I'd like to welcome on stage Patik Bakshi, the Corporate Secretary of the Chamber, to introduce His Excellency Shri Vikas Swarup, High Commissioner of India to Canada.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. It's my pleasure to introduce His Excellency Mr. Vikas Swarup, who is the High Commissioner of India to Canada. He joined the Foreign Service in 1986 In his career spanning more than 30 years, he has served in diplomatic assignments in Ankara, Washington, D.C., Addis Ababa, London, Pretoria, and Osaka, Kabi. Try saying that fast. Mr. Swaroop has also served at the desk officer for Southern Africa, US and Canada, Director of Pakistan, Director of Nepal and Bhutan, and the Director in charge of the Office of the Ministry of External Affairs. After serving as Joint Secretary for the United Nations Political, he was appointed the official spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs in April 2015, in which capacity he is serving until being appointed as the High Commissioner of India to Canada. Mr. Swaroop is also the author of 3 novels, Q&A, which was adapted into the multiple Oscar-winning film Slumdog Millionaire. His other books also include 6 Suspects, The Accidental Apprentice. His books have been translated into more than 40 international languages. It takes me great pride and honor in welcoming onto the stage His Excellency Mr. Vikas Swaroop.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The good news is I do not have a speech. The bad news is I do not have a prepared speech. It's a pleasure and an honor to join you all this evening. I flew in from Halifax yesterday and participated in the business symposium that was organized by the ICCC and the ICBC. And it was wonderful to see a full hall with 138 businesses from India interacting with their Canadian counterparts. I've been in Canada now for just over 3 months, just completing 100 days. There are some people who do not want to be reminded of 100 days. But it's been very exciting to see the India-Canada partnership grow and flower. And as we just heard, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau express the wish and the hope that the relationship between these 2 great democracies continues to improve and mature and become stronger by the day. I think the ICCC is an organization which has really played a very catalytic role in bringing India and Canada closer to each other, not only in the fields of business and finance and trade and commerce, but in other fields as well. And today is their big night when we'll celebrate achievement. When I was traveling from Halifax, the gentleman sitting next to me was a Canadian businessman from Alberta, and he owns a petroleum company there. He had never been to India, so he asked me, High Commissioner, what is the greatest natural resource of India? Because for him, obviously, in Canada, it was oil. So I thought about it, and I said, I really had to think about it. I said, what is the greatest natural resource of India? And then I said, the greatest natural resource of India is the Indian. Because it is really the Indian with sheer dint of hard work, commitment to family values, and of course, a lot of brain power, has made such a great name for India in the world today. And we see a very clear manifestation of what the Indian has achieved in Canada. If you look at the history of Indian migration to Canada, it started in the early part of the 20th century. And they faced a lot of difficulties. We all remember what happened in the Komagatumaru. But today, the Indian community in Canada, I think, is among the most successful in each and every walk of life. So today is the day when we celebrate the achievement of the Indian community. Just 2 days ago, there were elections in Britain, and they elected 12 Indian origin MPs. And they got their first ever Sikh lady in the parliament and the first turbaned MP. Well, in Canada, we have 2 turbaned ministers. And we have a Sikh lady who's right now here in the audience with us. And we have 19 members of parliament of Indian origin. In fact, some people say we should add 2 more because there are 2 from East Africa. And there's one, a Chinese origin, whose parents were born in Kolkata. And he himself was born in Kolkata, so probably we should say 21. So this is an achievement which no other community has been able to achieve anywhere else in the world. And that is something that gives me the greatest strength as the High Commissioner, that I have 19 members of parliament and 4 ministers that I can call my own. And of course, I have all of you. I have 1.2 million ambassadors of India in Canada. So this is an evening dedicated to you, to your great achievements, and to the India-Canada partnership, because I believe that the India-Canada partnership has the potential of becoming the most important partnership of the 21st century. Because at a time when the world is turning increasingly inward, insular, isolated, India and Canada show how to manage diversity. India and Canada show that diversity is not a weakness, but a strength. And that is why I believe the partnership between India and Canada has the potential of really showing the world how to manage multiculturalism, how to take everybody together in a common stream. As Prime Minister Modi is fond of saying, sabka saath, sabka vikas, and I think India and Canada are 2 living examples of that higher thought. I don't want to take any more of your time. I think we have a very exciting evening ahead of us, but I would just like to say that this is very rare to have both the Indian High Commissioner to Canada and the Canadian High Commissioner to India in the same room. And Nader is here. And Nader is again an example of what the Indian has achieved. When I was coming here, he hosted a fantastic reception for me at his fantastic house in New Delhi. And the guests were all bewildered. Who's the Indian High Commissioner and who's the Canadian High Commissioner? They could not really make out. So I think that is really what the Indian is all about. And today, as I said, is a tribute to the Indian and to the achievements and to the Indo-Canadian community and to the partnership between India and Canada. May this partnership continue to flower. May this partnership continue to grow with the support of each and every one of you. Thank you all.
That was such an encouraging speech. Thank you so much. Once again, everybody, huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to welcome our next presenter. I'd like to call upon Papur Shankar, VP of the Chamber, to introduce His Excellency Nadir Patel, High Commissioner of Canada to India.
Good evening. I'm very honored to introduce His Excellency Nadir Patel, the High Commissioner of Canada to India. He began his career in 1990 at the Canada Customs and Revenue Agency, serving in progressively more senior positions in the agency's office in Kitchener, Waterloo, Ottawa, and Montreal. From 1997 to 2003, he served as a departmental assistant to the minister, director of ministerial services, agency advisor to the minister, and secretary to the board of management. In 2003, he was transferred to the Privy Council office, serving as chief of staff to the national security advisor to the prime minister, associate secretary to the cabinet, and deputy minister to the deputy prime minister. From 2005 to 2006, he was senior policy advisor to the clerk of the Privy Council and secretary to the cabinet. In 2006, he became the Canada's chief air negotiator. Mr. Patel served as Consul General in Shanghai from 2009 to 2011. Until recently, he served as Assistant Deputy Minister for Corporate Planning, Finance, and Information Technology, and as Chief Financial Officer at Foreign Affairs, Trade and Development Canada. Your Excellency, Mr. Patel.
Thank you. Thank you very much for such a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Minister Chagar, Minister Demerla, Your Worship, Mayor Crombie, Your Excellency, Vikas Swarup, Your Excellency, Dinesh Bhatia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a real privilege and a pleasure to be here and bring you greetings from the Canadian Diplomatic Network in India, Canada's largest embassy, largest diplomatic presence in the world. We're happy to be here to support the very important work that the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce has done, continues to do, over the past 40 years and well into the next 40 years as well. Let me say, first of all, I wanted to acknowledge also that I am joined by Canada's Consul General in Mumbai, Mr. Jordan Reeves, who's here as well tonight. We also have with us Canada's Consul General from Dallas, Texas, Sarah Wilshaw, just so you're aware. And Canada's Commercial Counselor from New Delhi and Head of our Commercial Program, Robert McCubbing. So take advantage of our presence here tonight. This doesn't happen often, and I echo my colleague's sentiments. It's really rare that both High Commissioners are together at the same time at the same place. And for a few rupees, we'll be happy to take some photographs together with you as well. So don't be shy, please. Let me say a couple of things. First of all, this is a historic event. It's a historic year. First of all, we're on the eve of celebrating Canada's 150th anniversary. We are celebrating 40 years of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, 25 years of this awards gala. And against that backdrop, as the President mentioned, we brought 138 Indian companies on a single delegation here for a huge symposium that took place yesterday, the largest delegation ever. And we're very delighted that that itself set some historical marks that we're looking forward to building on going forward as well. And so for those companies that are here, many of those individuals are here. We welcome you to Canada as well. And then, as I reflect on this history, I decided, just the last couple of days, so we had this symposium yesterday. We had about 400 people from Canada and India. We had an opening reception the night before. And there are a few things that were loud and clear. The Canada-India relationship is strong, it's thriving, it's booming, it's robust. All the indicators across the board in terms of trade, investment, people-to-people ties, they're all growing. They're growing at a rapid pace, and that momentum has no reason to slow down. But when we really look at what's driving that and reflecting on the last couple of days where I met a lot of individuals, including tonight as well, and just chatting with people from India, from Canada, the reality is it's the people and the relationships that underpin the success of the overall Canada-India story. And that's loud and clear. This is the foundation of that relationship. And as the High Commissioner pointed out, the Indian community came to Canada in the late 1800s, have made significant contributions to Canada and to the Canada-India relationship. And I would agree that the two of us are not the only ambassadors of that relationship. Everyone here, just by being in this room, supporting ICCC in this event, are ambassadors of that relationship. And it's that people that is the foundation, and that foundation cannot be shaken. And that foundation will allow this relationship to thrive even more through thick and thin, through ups and downs, and we'll see this momentum continue well into the future as well. And it's that foundation of people and the relationships that tonight is all about as well. And we're very delighted to be able to honor some amazing, distinguished Canadians of Indian origin who've done some tremendous things, and we're looking forward to seeing them. And my huge congratulations to all of those honorees as well tonight. And when we think about relationships and we think about people, we had a terrific message from our Prime Minister. And our government has made it very clear that India is a top priority from a trade investment perspective, from a people-to-people perspective. And we're looking forward to building on the momentum that's been created today. We've heard from a couple of ministers through our symposium over the last couple of days. And one thing that's loud and clear is our cabinet ministers have a very special place in their heart for India. And so now, as I conclude my remarks, the best part of what I'm about to say, I get to introduce our next speaker. Speaking of people, speaking of relationships, speaking of the foundation of not only Canada-India relations, but what really reflects the best of our government, our people. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce the Honorable Bardish Chaggar, who is Canada's Leader of the Government in the House of Commons, Minister of Small Business and Tourism. And let me just say that I had a chance to host the minister on her first visit as a minister in India a couple of months ago, and we had a chance to really delve into her portfolio and get to know each other. And as I introduce her, I'm not going to read her bio. What I will say is that she is also Canada's ambassador for the Waterloo region anywhere in the world. She is very active and has been in various not-for-profit as well as private sector interests focused on children, on women, on seniors, and does some amazing things and continues to do that in her new role. But most importantly, as leader in the House, as well as Minister of Small Business and Tourism, one thing that I can share with you is that she cares deeply for Canada and is definitely making an impact in making this country a better place. And we look forward to her continuing to be the best that Canada has to offer, not only in Canada, but abroad as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome from the Honorable Bardish Chaggar.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, we're going to try that again. Good evening, everyone. This room is full of amazing people. Good evening, everyone. There you go. I know there is a heartbeat in here, and I look forward to connecting with many of you. And I have to say, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here with yourselves. C'est un plaisir de prendre la parole et d'être parmi vous ce soir. And it is a fabulous crowd to walk in and to see people coming from all different areas to come together. And that's really what it's about. And for 40 years now, the ICCC has been a leader in Canada-India relations and trade. And I have to tell you, these are the two amazing worlds that make people like me. My parents immigrated from India 40 plus years ago. I'm born and raised in this great country, and I believe that I represent two of the best countries in the world. And I think it's pretty amazing because you're represented here tonight. And I was really glad to see that my colleague, Minister of International Trade, François-Philippe Champagne, participated at the Canada-India Business Symposium. An amazing opportunity to discuss increased trade and growth in both of our countries. Before I continue, I would like to take a moment and acknowledge a few people that are present amongst us tonight. We are here together in the riding of my colleague, Adam Vaughan, who is doing great work to advance the voice of his constituents in Parliament. When we ran in the last campaign, we committed to Canadians that as your members of Parliament, we would be your voice in Parliament and not the other way around. And we need to hear your voices. India is the largest democracy in the world, and everyone has an opinion. And I'll tell you, coming from an extended family, the only time the dinner table wasn't quiet was when we were talking about political issues or issues in general. And even then, my grandmother would pipe up and let us know how it was. And the rest of us would have an opinion to share. And that is the strength of democracy, is sharing an opinion and being okay with different perspectives and welcoming them and embracing them. And there are many other colleagues here that are present from the federal level, provincial, municipal, and I welcome all of us to be here together. Something our Prime Minister says is that we will continue to work better with provinces, territories, and municipalities, because when we work all better together, every single one of us benefits. We have an amazing team representing Canada in the House of Commons, and we will continue working together. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge and recognize His Excellency Nadir Patel, Canada's High Commissioner to India. I had the privilege, as he said, of traveling to India this past March. It was an excellent trip, thanks in no small part to Nadir and his team, the amazing support that they provided, the welcoming atmosphere. It made me feel at home. And that's something about the Indian culture. We keep our doors open, we break bread, and we make people feel at home. We put them at ease. And no matter what is bothering you, we figure it out by talking over a cup of chai or whatever it might be. So I have to say that I know Nadir's been very busy, as he had 9 cabinet ministers visit India in a very short span. He rolled out the red carpet for every single one of us. Please, Let's give this man some love. And I also want to acknowledge His Excellency Vikas Swarup, India's High Commissioner to Canada. He came to visit me in my office before I left to India, and it was a fabulous day. And now you all know that he is not just a great diplomat, he's a great writer as well. And this is a man that spoke about a chai wala that became a millionaire. And I, the child of immigrants who came to Canada today, all of a sudden in a position of influence and power to be able to make decisions in the best interests of the country. This reminds us always that it is okay to dream, and we encourage people to dream, because when you dream, you can imagine what is possible. And if you want it, you will get it. So I encourage every single one of you to keep on dreaming. Tell your kids to dream. Tell them to imagine. And if they want it, they have a community that is here to walk with them and to make it happen. Thank you so much for the work you do. Tonight we are celebrating award winners, people who have done great work, shining examples of entrepreneurship, and people who are committed to the commitments and the dreams that they have dreamt of, things that they imagine. We're here to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce and the work you have all done to showcase Indo-Canadian business leaders and to encourage great business and trade relations with India. And of course, we are here to celebrate the strong, close ties between Canada and India. Strengthening Canada's relationship with India is a top priority for our Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau. It just makes sense. There are so many great opportunities to work together to increase trade and to help businesses grow and to create good, well-paying jobs for the middle class. We already have a great foundation to build on. First, there's personal connections. With more than 1 million Canadians of Indian origin, our bonds run deep, and our love for our friends and family ties our two countries together in meaningful ways. And I know many of us here tonight will be watching India compete tomorrow afternoon against South Africa at the ICC Champion Trophy Cricket Tournament. This is a big game, and I know that when India is playing, Indo-Canadians across the country are tuning in. And there's a reason for that. It's because, you know, we're okay with competing. We like to compete, but it's where competition meets collaboration that is the sweet spot, and I think all of us have figured that out. And there's also our economic connections. Two-way trade between Canada and India was worth almost $8 billion in 2016, and it keeps growing. Approximately 700 Canadian firms do business in India in fields like clean technology, power generation, ICT, and infrastructure. And finally, there's our shared traditions of democracy and pluralism. During my visit while in New Delhi, I was fortunate enough to visit the Parliament of India. As government House leader, I see democracy in action here every day in the House, and you see it on TV, and you can see that it is very spirited. It was no different in India. Shared values, successful and growing trade, and strong personal connections. I can't think of a greater combination to take our relationship to newer heights. And it's all about the theme tonight, aiming higher. While both in New Delhi and in Mumbai, I met with a number of amazing entrepreneurs, including many women. Many of them are working in the tech sector, including at Zone Startups, a startup accelerator in Mumbai that has partnered with Ryerson and Simon Fraser University. And that's where I got to meet Jordan, our Consul General, and his amazing team. And they are doing fabulous job to ensure that we keep aiming higher. These startups are now partnering with Canadian firms and expanding their operations to North America by setting up shop here in Canada. We want us Canadians to be India's partner of choice, and that's what it's about. And I believe that's exactly the direction we're headed in. Il y a un potentiel immense en termes de collaboration et de coopération en matière d'infrastructure. L'Inde se développe très rapidement. So India is developing. The last time I had been in India was 24 years prior, and the change was immense, and it was so appreciated. I came back with a whole new appreciation, and I continue to talk about it to ensure that every other minister also goes to visit, just to keep Nader and his team busy as well. The need for modern, sustainable infrastructure to support this development is needed now more than ever. Canada has tremendous expertise in clean technology. While I was in Mumbai, I saw this in action. The National Center for Performing Arts recently installed solar panels on its roof, the largest installation in Mumbai. These panels were provided by a Canadian company, Canadian Solar, and installed by 2 German companies and an Indian one. Finally, through our family and cultural connections are strong, though our family and cultural connections are strong, we know there is room to grow further. Once again, aiming higher. I think the theme tonight is fabulous because it reminds me of the time when I came home from school with a 98 on my math test. 98, not too shabby. My dad, where's the other 2%? Always aiming higher. Improving flight operations is one positive step. So in just a few weeks, on Canada's birthday, July 1st, Air Canada will be launching a direct flight from Mumbai to Toronto. We are excited. That is a gift to Canada and a gift to India as well. Last year, we welcomed 215,000 Indian visitors to Canada. This year, we expect that to grow to 225,000. Looking to the future, I can only see this growing further. There are also great opportunities to build stronger ties among our artists and art community. More and more we see Bollywood stars and film festivals choosing Canada as a regular destination. And during my visit to the National Center of Performing Arts, we had a great conversation about how we can build stronger ties in the arts. And I will be encouraging Minister Jolie, the Minister of Canadian Heritage, to make a visit as well, because I believe that's an area that we need to tap into. Mesdames et messieurs, je suis si fière de notre gouvernement qui s'est engagé à renforcer notre relation avec l'Inde, une relation déjà solide basée sur nos liens culturels, économiques et politiques. There is every reason to continue to build off of this. We are 2 countries, both committed to creating a more just and prosperous world for the middle class and those working hard to join it. I think we can accomplish a great deal by working together. I thank you so much for welcoming me here tonight. I'm very much looking forward to the entertainment that will be showcased, the family meal that we will be partaking in. If there's anything the federal government can do, if there's any constructive feedback, I can assure you our doors are open, and we will continue working for you and with you, because together we can accomplish anything. So thank you so much, and congratulations to all the organizers.
Wow. Are we all in awe of that speech? I think it just leveled the inspiration level to another place. Huge round of applause once again for our Honorable Birdish Chugger for her inspiring words. And now for our next piece of entertainment, extremely fitting since she mentioned something with cricket, so I'll give you a lead-in. What a rousing victory for our Indian cricket team at the ICC Champions Trophy last weekend. I'm sure you all watched the game, because I know I was forced to. Just kidding. What a fantastic display of grit and finesse, don't you think? Not to forget the exhilarating drama from a sport that has captured the imagination of an entire nation every time that our boys play with their cricket bats and bowl their hearts out. And now, keeping with that mood and sentiment, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting performance for you. Sampradaya Dance Creations presents Hauzat, a playful look of the world of cricket through contemporary Bharatanatyam. This is definitely a treat to watch.
great shot. That's a great shot. That's a great shot. Chaka 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 chaka. That's a lovely straight right. Oh, that's a great bull shot. Oh, that's a great bull shot. That's out of the boundary.
What a performance. Jai Hind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for us to commence the awards segment. I know it's one of the most awaited part. Before we begin, I think it's more fitting to invite our advisory board member, Sriram Iyer, to tell us how the award process works. So please welcome to the stage, Ms. Sriram Iyer.
Sometimes microphones are not used directly, but with little
Distinguished head table, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm here to introduce the Advisory Board of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. Before I do that, let me quickly take you through the process of selecting the winners, whom we'll be honoring later today. Every year, ICCC recognizes the achievements of outstanding Indo-Canadians in 11 categories. Nominations are received from across Canada and are carefully screened to ensure that they meet eligible criteria. The advisory board members then meet to deliberate and choose the final awardees that are being honored tonight. The result of this endeavor is a group of rare exemplars who have made significant stride in the respective fields of endeavor and have also made valuable contribution to the Canadian society. Needless to say, these individuals all make all of us very proud. On behalf of my advisory board colleagues, I'd like to extend my congratulations to all the winners tonight. Now I'd like to introduce advisory board of ICCC. As I call out the names, I would request my colleagues to please stand up and wave. Deepak Ruparal, founder and president of the Silver Hotel Group. Goldie Hyder, president of Hill & Knowlton Strategies. Pradeep Merchant, chief of division of neonatology at the Ottawa Civic Hospital. Venki Raman, district vice president, CIBC. Pavi Binning, special advisor, George Weston Limited. Ramesh Chotai, president, Bromet Pharmaceuticals. Vinita Gangadharan, director, international strategy and partnerships at the UFT. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So are we ready for the award segment? I need a little bit more excitement. That's right. Okay. So I would like to request our president, Mr. Arun Shrivastava, His Excellency Vikas Swaroop, and Honorable Minister Bardesh Chugger to please come and help us present the first set of awards for the evening. Huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's do this. So to present the award for Female Entrepreneur, please welcome Archana and Jay Sethi from Host, our award sponsor.
Good evening. The Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce Female Entrepreneur of the Year Award for 2017 is given to a woman entrepreneur with an established profile in the Canadian and the global business community. A strong and proven leader, the award winner has an established track record in business innovation and development and has made tangible contributions to both the Canadian society and the Indo-Canadian community.
The 2017 Female Entrepreneur of the Year Award winner is Balwinder Thakkar. Congratulations.
Balwinder has served as the president and CEO of Chalmers Group of Companies for the last 14 years, which has manufacturing plants in Ontario, British Columbia, and the United States. Under her leadership, the Chalmers Group has emerged as a global OEM supplier of transportation and medical equipment, acquired 2 new companies, and diversified into real estate. The Chalmers Group supplies heavy-duty off-road suspension systems to all major truck OEMs and medical equipment to leading research labs, pharmaceutical companies, as well as academic and medical facilities. In excess of 95% of the group products are exported to international markets. The Chalmers Group has received awards from the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, Mississauga Board of Trade, Gannon University, Frost & Sullivan, and Quality Achievement Award from PACCAR. Balwinder has contributed generously as a volunteer at local long-term care centers, as well as religious and political organizations. She has also supported various humanitarian causes. Balwinder, congratulations on being our Female Entrepreneur of the Year.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank ICCC for giving me this award and to Pradeep Sood for nominating me. Chalmers Group will be celebrating its 25th anniversary this June, and I feel very privileged to have such great people working for our organization. I would also like to take this chance to thank my family for their support and to my husband for his encouragement. Thank you very much and have a great evening.
Congratulations, Balwinder. Okay, we're on to the next one. To present the award for the Male Entrepreneur, please welcome Imtiaz Sayed, Vice President representing RBC Royal Bank, the award sponsor.
So, good evening, everyone. Before I announce the winner's name and introduce him to you, I must say that I've attended 22 of the 25 awards of the Chamber. Tonight is an exceptional evening, and I want to commend Arun Srivastava, the president of ICCC, the entire board, for renewing the Chamber once again and aiming higher. Thank you. I have the privilege of introducing the Male Entrepreneur of the Year Award. The Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce's Male Entrepreneur of the Year Award is given to an entrepreneur with an established profile in the Canadian and the global business community. A strong and proven leader, the award winner has an established track record in business innovation and development and has made tangible contributions to both Canadian society and the Indo-Canadian community. The 2017 Male Entrepreneur of the Year Award winner is Mr. Ray Gupta.
Founded the Sunray Group in 2006, specializing in hospitality and development. The group is successfully building an ever-increasing portfolio of award-winning brands, which include partnerships with Marriott, Starwood, Radisson, Best Western, and Choice Hotels. The group owns and operates 30 hotels and employs over 1,500 talented individuals across Ontario and Quebec, with many new developments on the horizon. Under Ray's leadership, the Sunray Group has also branched out in the acquisition and disposition of petroleum and retail sites across Ontario, which represent growth opportunities. Sunray currently has 20 sites under development and partners with major oil companies to redevelop and maximize density with the addition of a fast food site that complements the area. The group has worked with well-known brands including Shell, Petro-Canada, Ultramar, Pioneer, McDonald's Canada, and Tim Hortons. Ray has always believed in giving back to the community and is involved with several charitable institutions in Canada and India. Ladies and gentlemen, our Male Entrepreneur of the Year, Mr. Ray Gupta.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and overwhelmed to receive this award. We started a small family-run company with no idea that it'll grow so quickly and become one of the largest hotel companies. This award is an incredible accolade that I share with my family and my team. This great distinction would not be possible without them. God has blessed my family with grace as well as the capacity, willingness, and resources to make all this possible. I am fortunate to do what I love and turn it into a prosperous business. Family is the cornerstone of our business and the foundation of our success. My wife, brothers, and my children have always been by my side. My heartfelt gratitude to the board at the ICCC for this prestigious award. It is an honor to be recognized for one's work, and to be recognized by my community is truly special, as it shows that if you have a dream, follow it. Persist to keep that dream alive. Anyone can truly accomplish anything. This award will have a prominent place in my heart. Thank you so much.
So to present the award for the female professional, please welcome Rajesh Gupta, President and CEO, SBI Canada Bank, the award sponsor.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I must congratulate Arun Srivastava and his team for organizing such a lovely evening. And secondly, also congratulate him yesterday, which we have also attended, most of us, regarding the symposium which has happened. That was really a great event which has happened. I know a lot of support was also there from Mr. Nadir Patel and our Vikas Sarup Excellency and Mr. Bhatia. but it was a great show which has been done yesterday. I also like to thank Arun Shrivastava and his team that you have given us an opportunity to SBI Canada for honoring the exceptional personality. The Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce Professional Female of the Year Award is given to a woman professional who has an established record of achievements in the professional practice that is recognized by her peers. She also has demonstrated academic, professional, or corporate track record and has tangible contributions to the profession and to the community. The 2017 Professional Female of the Year Award winner is Indra Narang.
Dr. Indra Narang is the Director of Sleep Medicine of the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, Associate Professor for the University of Toronto, and Senior Associate Scientist for the Sick Kids Research Institute. Indra is a recognized leader in the field of sleep medicine and has developed the largest and comprehensive pediatric sleep program in Canada. This program has advanced the clinical care and treatment of sleep disorders in children. She has also developed a state-of-the-art clinical research program with research funding from external agencies such as the Canadian Institutes of Health Research, Heart and Stroke Foundation, and Ontario Centres of Excellence. She has authored over 50 publications and given over 100 presentations nationally and internationally. Indra is also passionate about education and advocates a holistic approach to incorporate the social, mental, and physical well-being of all children. Dr. Narang is actively involved in community advocacy and public education regarding healthy sleep habits for children. Professional Female of the Year, Dr. Indra Narang.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce for honoring me with this prestigious award. It really is an amazing privilege. I'd like to dedicate this award to my mother, Gyan Narang, to honor her memory. Following partition, my mum was deprived of a full education, and she believed passionately that all children had the right to education, but especially girls. And she had a dream. She dreamt that her children, but especially her 3 daughters, would be educated professionals. Her legacy now spans 3 continents, as her daughters are medical professionals in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. I have a special thanks to my dear husband, Shri, and our beautiful daughter, Anya, who have been unwavering in their support in my journey to pursue my passion as a pediatric specialist here in Toronto. A special thanks to all my family and friends who again have stood by my side as I undertook this journey. A special thanks also to my dear friend Sonu for nominating me for this award. And finally, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to my wonderful friends and colleagues at the Hospital for Sick Children, who all work tirelessly to improve the lives and health of all children. So thank you once again. Good evening.
Congrats once again. Moving along, to present the award for the male professional, please welcome Aaron Bolonsky, Manager of Business Development, Sector Ontario, representing Air Canada, the award sponsor.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, congratulations to Arun and the ICCC team for a fantastic evening. And second of all, I would like to say that we at Air Canada are very, very excited to start our direct service to Mumbai on July 1st. So I hope you all will be able to enjoy the service. The Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce's Professional Male of the Year Award is given to a professional who has an established record of achievements in professional practice that is recognized by his peers. He has also demonstrated an academic, professional, or corporate track record and has tangible contributions to the profession and to the community. The 2017 Professional Male of the Year Award winner is Anil Arora.
Prime Minister of Canada appointed Anil Arora the Chief Statistician of Canada in September 2016, and he is now leading this world-class institution through a significant modernization effort. After a stint in the private sector, he found a calling with the federal government. His vision has been to use leadership positions to bring greater prominence and build high-performing, diverse, and inclusive teams who can in turn serve a rich and diverse Canadian society. Anil has led ministers and CEOs on several business missions to numerous countries, including India, supported the government on high-profile policy files, as well as headed the regulatory body in Canada that assures the safety of the food and drugs we depend on. Anil has also led a number of global organizations in the areas of natural resources, health, and statistics. He works actively with the United Nations and the OECD and is frequently called on to provide expertise and advice. Professional Male of the Year, Anil Arora.
We live in an amazing country at a pivotal time in our history. An open and inclusive society provides us all with an opportunity to shine, regardless of our passion or our expertise. I'm truly indebted to the ICCC for this honor and congratulate them for the great work that they do. And I'd particularly like to thank my family, who have been pillars of strength throughout my journey. Thank you very much.
And now, to present the award for the Young Achiever, please welcome Chanak Pavnani, representing Silver Hotel Group, the award sponsor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Young Achiever of the Year. The Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce Young Achiever of the Year Award is given to a young person who has demonstrated achievements in business, community service, science and technology, innovation and development. A strong leader with a brilliant academic career, the Young Achiever is also known for his contributions to the community. The 2017 Young Achiever Award winner is Samir Sharma.
Samir Sharma graduated from University of Toronto in 2013. As Director of Marketing for the university's Commerce Society, he connected students with Fortune 500 companies to gain an understanding of practical implementation of their academic knowledge. At 23, Samir was the youngest to complete Marriott Executive Excellence Program, which allows him to manage any Marriott brand hotel in the world. As the Vice President of Crown Group of Hotels, he oversaw the company's growth as they acquired 4 more hotels and now own and operate 5 hotels, such as Marriott, Hilton, Best Western, and Choice. Samir is an avid golfer, frequent sponsor and supporter for many Chamber of Commerce events, boards of trade, film festivals, beauty pageants, city tourism, youth internship programs from colleges and universities, multiple not-for-profit organizations, health foundations, and many more community organizations. His presence can be felt in all the cities Crown Group of Hotels currently operate in: Brampton, Mississauga, Barrie, Burlington, Brantford, and Sarnia. Today, Crown Group of Hotels employ over 300 people and taking its hotels portfolio from $10 million to over $100 million in just 4 years. Congratulations, Samir Sharma, Young Achiever of the Year.
Thank you, Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, for giving me the award of Young Achiever of the Year. I'm truly humbled and honored to be receiving this award tonight. I'd like to start by thanking my father, Mr. Kuldeep Sharma, President and CEO of Crown Group of Hotels, my guide and mentor, my mom, my sister, and brother-in-law who have made this possible and made it easy for me. I'd like to thank my staff. We've got over 300 people that work in our company today that have really grown, helped us grow the company from $10 million to over $100 million today. Whether it's a simple check-in experience, a restaurant dinner, or a banquet, whether it's a wedding, We hope to make it a special experience for everybody, and that's truly what sets us apart from everybody else. And thank you again, and hope you enjoy your evening.
Congrats once again to all of the winners. What a fabulous group, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to thank once again our president, Mr. Arun Srivastava, His Excellency Vikas Swarup, and the Honorable Minister Bardish Chagar that came on to present those awards. And now, for our keynote speaker, please welcome on stage Venki Raman, VP, CIBC, our lead corporate sponsor, to introduce and tell a little bit about our keynote speaker for the evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, CEO and Managing Director of Tech Mahindra, Dr. C.P. Gurnani. Dr. Gurnani is an accomplished business leader with extensive experience in international business development, startups, and turnarounds, joint ventures, mergers, and acquisitions. He's known as CP, and CP has led Tech Mahindra's transformational journey and one of the biggest turnarounds in Indian corporate history, the acquisition and merger of Satyam. His inimitable style of leadership, combined with a sharp focus on customer experience, has helped Tech Mahindra emerge as one of the leading digital IT solutions providers out of India. You know, I was talking to Harsh, who is the CEO of the Canadian operations, and he was describing CP to me as a generous leader, somebody who is very loved by his people and who leads by motivating his people. He's also very kind-hearted, and one of the things that I read about him is that he never leaves anybody behind in his company. If somebody has not eaten and they've been working late hours, CP generally drops by and asks them if they've eaten their food. And if somebody doesn't have a ride, he personally drops them home. What a deal. That's a CEO. That's an inspirational CEO right there. In his career spanning 35 years, CP has held several leading positions with HCL, the Hewlett-Packard Group, Perot Systems India. His motto is work hard, play hard. A chemical engineering graduate from the National Institute of Technology, CP has been chosen as the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, CNBC Asia's India Business Leader of the Year, DataQuest IT Person of the Year, Business Standard CEO of the Year, Best CEO of the Year at Forbes India Leadership Awards, and Asia One Global Indian of the Year Award, Technology Award in 2016. On April 2016, CP was appointed chairman of the NASSCOM for 2016-2017. CP has been also facilitated with the honorary doctorate degree by Veer Surendra Sai University of Technology. CP has also got a very generous heart. Him and along with his wife Anita, they founded Titliyan, an NGO located in Noida, spreading smiles, happiness, and education to more than 150 unprivileged children. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a true honor for me to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. C.P. Gurnani. Let's give him a rousing welcome.
Hi guys, good evening. Clearly, you have not eaten, but I was told that the wine is good. So can we all show Janak and his team, the event managers, that the wine was good? Good evening. Good. So anyway, Arun and the board, thank you for inviting me here. And I thought normally, you know, in a few weeks I do get exposed. But I know that Harsh has been doing a good job here for Tech Mahindra because I've never heard so much about myself, and Venki seems to have a good friendship with Harsh. And clearly, having the honor of, you know, accidentally being invited by Mr. Nangia and Nadira Hamid to the ambassador's house. And I didn't go calling on him just because I had become a High Commissioner of India to Ottawa. I mean, I landed up because he was hosting a party. And, you know, here me and my wife land up at his house. And I did realize that the security guards still remembered my wife and me, because while ICCC is doing 40th year, I am doing 33rd year of Indo-Canadian marriage. So guys, I can only tell you is that my wife, yes, used to work for Canadian High Commission, and here we survived 30 years of being married and 33 years of knowing each other. And I can only say that, you know, life has been very, very kind. And in a lot of ways, if my wife is ever given an option to choose a place in the world, she would probably follow Honorable Minister's father. She would probably land up in Waterloo. Yeah? And I was just talking to the Honorable Minister, and I did share that a lot of kids come to me for some career advice, and I do sell the University of Waterloo. So I have now formally got an open invitation to visit her, and I'm told she will feed me also. Right? So guys, I can only tell you is that we all are privileged. We all are indeed lucky that we are part of this community where the Canadians are respected in India, Indians are respected in Canada, and that both the ambassadors are committed to make Indo-Canadian business stronger. And I will again keep looking back to say, we will not only aim higher, we will achieve higher. So my association with the High Commissioner Vikas, and when he started saying Prime Minister Modi's slogan is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, I knew who Sabka Vikas is. And I must tell you that, I mean, he's a great author, but for a brief period, he did represent India's foreign affairs, India's external affairs ministry. He was a spokesman for the external affairs ministry. And as you know, the Prime Minister Modi is very, very hands-on. So pretty much, I mean, I'm sure when Prime Minister Modi visited here in April 15, I mean, you were part of his entourage. And I guess he liked Canada so much that he just stayed back. Is that correct, sir? I don't know. But anyway, the most important part is that how do we build businesses which will help both because every part of life, there are different drivers. You know, when some of the early people who came from India to Canada, landed up in British Columbia, they were a different set of people. They had different drivers. They did contribute to, raising the visibility of India or contributing to the Indo-Canada business. The next wave of people, who, again, where Minister Baines can look back and say how, his father would have never even thought that his son or Minister Chajad's father or parents, the same 98 and 100. I mean, it's so nice to know that things don't even change in Canada. So, I mean, it is so nice to know that their children have been such high achievers. Similarly, in business, I think, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility that these two countries, which are so close to each other, which have a vibrant business, how do we take it to the next stage? How do we take it to the next level? And that responsibility, I do believe, is not only critical, but it is important that we do it for the next generation. And I have just a few ideas here. And I'm sure Arun and the Minister Chajad and the ambassadors, and particularly the energetic, Dinesh, I mean, they will probably be able to share with us a lot more how to make it happen. The objectives or the ideas that are going through my mind is that Economist had a cover story at one time which says the manufacturing capital of the world is China and the back office capital of the world is India. That was about 15, 20 years ago. The next Economist cover story that time said in 2004, Germany was called the sick man of Europe. Not too long ago, 2004. 2004, and fast forward. Today we are no longer, India is no longer the back office. It is a front office in technology. And when you look at China, I always look at it that Germany continued to flourish because they focused on the cutting edge. They focused on the next generation. They focused on the industry of the future, and they continued to be a competitor. So for high quality in manufacturing, you still related Germany to be superior than any other part of the world. Now here it is not about Germany. To me, it is about Indo-Canada. And for Indo-Canada, when I start drawing parallels, I start saying, India is the 4th largest startup nation in the world. It is USA, it is Israel, it is UK, and then it is India. What is the other thing in common? When you come to Canada, you again find a nation which is really a startup nation. In technology, whether it is in, the people who created Nortel, people who continue to create, waves, some people do call Waterloo as, a hotbed of technology, mainly because of the BlackBerry connection. But the point here is very simple, that you have two great startup nations. You have two nations who are committed to digital world. You have a clear direction that the world is moving towards digital. All businesses are going digital. All the award winners here will at least agree that every part of their business, there is a scope to take it even further into the digital world. So my only request here is that Tech Mahindra, which has got development centers right here in Toronto, which has got development centers in Montreal, is committed to be the glue between the two technology nations, the glue between the two startup nations. And I know that, the Canadian government will play the same active role as an Indian government would like to play that role, because I believe it benefits both. A Canadian entrepreneur needs the large market in India as much as an Indian entrepreneur needs some of your market and your access or your gateway to the parts of America. So I, again, would like to say that, yes, the digital highway, we will need to worry about security, but think about it. Even today, most of the world would agree that BlackBerry had the best encryption technology. BlackBerry had the best security technology. So if that digital highway has to have a cybersecurity, I think it is time for India and Canada to collaborate. I look up to all of you, all the 900 people sitting in this room, all 900 leaders, all people whose responsibility is to create a future together, that please, let's dream a little bigger. Let's aim a little higher. I think there is a lot more to be done. And again, thank you, Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce, for organizing such a beautiful event. And Tech Mahindra and I will always remain obliged that we celebrated your 40th year with you here in Toronto. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gurnani. You and your company have definitely been a true inspiration for us and left us with some great things to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, are we hungry? Are you sure? Fine, fine. So we're gonna have our family-style dinner right now. I would like to take a moment while the meal is coming out to acknowledge some of our distinguished guests with us here today. Our President, Arun Srivastava, Honorable Bardish Chhagar, Vikas Swaroop, His Excellency High Commissioner of India to Canada, Nadir Patel, His Excellency High Commissioner of Canada to India, Dinesh Bhatia, Consul General of India in Toronto, Jordan Reeves, Consul General of Canada in Mumbai, CP Gurnani, Managing Director and CEO of Tech Mahindra, Bob Soroya, Member of Parliament, Patrick Brown, Leader of the Ontario PC Party, Bob Delaney, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Energy, our MPPs Amrit Mangat and Vig Dhillon, Frank Scarpiti, the Mayor of the City of Markham, Bonnie Crombie, Mayor of the City of Mississauga, and I'd also like to give a thanks to Janak for all of the work he's done today, and the amazing audio that you heard for the awards were from Jake Thier. How amazing is that? So please enjoy your meal. We have a special video from our wine educator, Mr. Ramesh Srinivasan, to tell you about the wine pairings that were presented with your meal today. Have a good dinner, and I will see you shortly.
Good evening. My name is Ramesh Srinivasan. I'm professor and program coordinator at Humber College here in Toronto. I am a wine educator, and I would like to talk about the wines that we've selected for tonight's dinner. The white is the 2014 Cave Spring Cellars Riesling from the Niagara Escarpment. If you look at the wine, it's clear pale lemon. On the nose, which is the aroma of the wine shows wonderful citrus, white flowers. There's minerality, which comes from the rich limestone soil in the Niagara region. On the palate, which is essentially your taste, this wine has crisp acidity, which gives you that wonderful ability to pair Indian cuisine. It has citrus, a hint of grapefruit. Again, that minerality comes through with some white flowers. The wine has a long finish, which implies that the flavors remain on the palate for a long time, which is indicative of its quality. So I'm sure you will enjoy this wonderful food that you're going to have today with the white wine, Cave Spring Cellars 2014 Riesling. The red wine we have is Vineland Estates Cabernet Merlot 2015. This is a blend between Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. And so essentially on the nose, you do get wonderful black fruit with some red cherries. The color is medium ruby. And on the palate, which is the taste of the wine, This wine has some lovely, lovely blackcurrant, black cassis, some red fruit, some red cherry. The tannins are soft, they're mellow, and that's why Cabernet Merlot is a great accompaniment to our spicy Indian cuisine. The finish is medium, and the wine really has the ability to pair a multitude of dishes that we have in the repertoire of Indian cuisine. I hope you enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you to take your seats as your family-style meal is being served shortly. So ladies and gentlemen, your meals are actually on your table with your wine pairings that we have selected for you. Please take some time to enjoy your meal, as we know we don't like cold food.
CIBC Global Money Transfer makes it easy to send money to loved ones worldwide with no transfer fee. You can now send money to over 45 countries from your CIBC account using your mobile or desktop. Have funds safely deposited in the recipient's bank account in their local currency as early as the next day. CIBC Global Money Transfer. Now that's banking that fits your life.